Divine plan.
Divine plan, divine looks, divine speeches. Here at Just Content, why not? Episode 41.
Wow.
Shouldn't be an audio quality problem because it's nice and bright in the early, nice and quiet, 8:20 something. And we were walking here to the spot, talking about a lot of good subjects. And this is the first, this is the bench that we shot the first video on. The
It was
first,
more a teaser, and
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah, yeah.
But I got a good feedback. People told me or messaged me about my acting skills. So thanks for this feedback. But I know I have acting skills. Hi, and thanks for joining. Yeah, we had a coffee, actually two coffees. And
Yeah, big ones.
while we
Big
walking here, we had an interesting thought about competition.
Right.
So here's the use case or the case I wanted to bring up for discussion. So two guys hanging out, like brothers, having a good connection, but then women come in their world, and
Mhm.
then everything's changed because the one like her, the other maybe doesn't, but the woman likes the other one, and now some conflict is bubbling,
Mhm.
and we don't even know, or they don't even know, what the intention of this woman is, because to be very polite, sometimes man doesn't know the intention, and they're played so many times, based on my experience and experience from other people. We don't want to see it too negative, but there's always cautious, to be cautious about what they actually want. Sometimes they want only attention, or they want to stir up things, and that, oh, it would be nice if these two guys are having a competition about me.
Mhm. Yeah, so that's good stuff. And there's a lot of ways I can go into this. And first of all, I'll say that I imagine that I'm speaking to my younger self. Um, this is probably the best way that I'll be able to give advice on this channel. Um, Although pure being is the ultimate truth. But yeah, I'm speaking to you, someone who hasn't had a father, who was raised by women, by women or women who have or had issues, and yeah, no one was there to guide you, and you're lost in this world as a boy, as a man, and have absolutely no idea how to be, what to do, what to say, where to go, and you want all these things, but you have absolutely no idea how to get them, and you're doing things that you were told to do, right? How you were raised, and it absolutely doesn't work. Nothing works. So, back to this,
Scenario
back to this scenario.
or use case. It's
Right.
interesting what you say. I mean, some things comes to my mind. First of all, it was very honest, because I know you now for a while, and what you just said that reflected on me what you said before. I
Yeah.
mean, to grow up without a father, I had not this experience because I had an intact family. I had a father and a mother and a sister. But even I had this intact family, I went out on the street and made my experiences. And
Mhm.
most, not I say some of them wasn't good, and I experienced some things what I wouldn't say conditioned me, but formed me as the person I am.
Sure, exactly.
And then I had also, when I was a teenager, trust issues because I I learned from bad experiences not to open up myself because then I give information to the people who make them only fun of me. So then I closed my inner world and said the only way to express myself is not to have a conversation, it's to create a story or write a poesy or write a song. And that's what I did. And I like to be also alone because when I was overwhelmed with feelings, information, then I wanted to be by myself. And I went in the yards of where I lived at that time and find a bench and write down what was in me and try to create out of my frustration about my hopelessness some art.
Mhm.
But come back to the scenario. Yeah, I mean, it is.
Let's say,
No, let me finish, please.
okay.
It's up. It's up to these two guys. How strong is their relationship? Because if someone comes in, that could be a woman, it could be a man, and challenges this for some reason, then that's a test. It's a test of their bond. It's the test of their true selves. And we don't know what intention, let's say in this scenario, the woman has. And I don't want to say anything bad because maybe it's just who she is or whatever, right? But I have seen it in the past where that happened. And but that's the question. Can you agree to this? Listeners, watchers, do you have the same experiences? And let's have this discussion. Engage us and give us examples how that worked out. It could be also the opposite. Two women and a man comes in and uh, and then the two women like him and then they're having also this kind of conflict. So it's not only man to woman, so it's I give the other scenario with a woman and a man. So that's
So what's in this scenario? What's the problem? What happens? Two guys, one woman.
two women, one man.
And that's a different scenario.
Okay, then we stick with the
Yeah,
guys.
stick with this one for this video. So for example, yeah, what's the problem? What's the issue? Why would there be issue between the two guys? And what's exactly happening? Is it the
Trust issues. How good can one of each other trust the other to say, hey, what is more important now? This.
why can't you have both? I mean, I'm trying like
Explain that
what's
because I don't understand.
okay,
this.
but what's the issue here? The story that you gave. Is the problem there? The two guys, two good friends, one girl gets in. What happened? What's happening? Tell go.
There's a maybe let's create more parameters to these scenarios. Maybe one guy has a crush on her and
Okay.
now he feels kind of conflicted because who should he trust? His friend or because he sees as a competitor, right? But he knows also that his friend, sees this in a totally different way, and he shares everything with everything and everyone, and then that's a threat for him.
Right. So you're saying, for example, you kind of described yourself and me here.
No, it's general.
Just general. Okay. Let's say you have a crush on this girl, right?
Yeah, that's the case.
Do I have a crush on her?
Yeah, maybe not, but maybe she likes more you than the guy who has a crush on her.
Okay.
Or maybe she plays both. Actually, that's a scenario.
Okay. So that's exactly the thing. That brings us to multiple points. First of all, the woman is the one that opens the doors.
Yes.
Whether you have a crush on her or Yeah, however bad you want her, if she doesn't want you, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah, but this is not known until a certain moment. And I'm talking about before, actually. It could be all easy. The guy who has a crush on her goes to her, makes a move, gets rejected, and the game is over.
Right.
But, but there is a time until this happens, and maybe he doesn't make a move because he has now some conflicted feelings about his friend.
Okay, but the ball is in the woman's court.
In the end, yes.
Yes, and that's the whole point. So why would there be issue between the two guys?
Because maybe she gonna place, oh, now she feels that, and they're good with feelings, that these guys are interesting, so now she plays this scenario for her own attention, for her own ego, and then she likes to be having the attention of these two guys, and she likes to stir up a fight between them because that's what she likes. That's what she makes her felt special or felt good, or maybe that's even her intention. Who knows?
Okay, and that brings me to another point.
What's
If
that
you're
point?
one of those guys,
Yes,
are you self-aware that it's happening, that you're being played?
that's a good question.
And if she is playing that, and you're one of the guys, why didn't you just enjoy the play? Again, it's not serious. And if you want to, I mean, the issue here is probably one trying to lock the girl down for just himself, right?
Right.
That's definitely the case.
That's a macho
That's-
thing. I
It's
mean,
definitely the case, right?
that's like in the roots of your manhood. The roots of your manhood, you don't want to share a woman. That's my woman. I mean, this we have seen another example in another religion, where when the man is together with the woman is not allowed to talk to anyone else because that's his woman and
Mhm.
he controls her.
Yeah, that's control.
Yeah, but you know what I'm talking about, and I
Yeah,
have seen this multiple times,
Yep, yep.
where exactly this.
So,
So what?
again, I'll say that you have no control over any woman, truly. And even if you have a relationship or whatever, like I said, it might just end any minute.
Right.
So there's this illusion of control that everyone believes that they have, but it actually doesn't exist.
That's your opinion.
It's totally true.
That's your opinion again. I have to challenge this because
Challenge.
a lot of dating coaches tell the opposite.
Right.
They tell you, as a man, you're supposed to have control over a woman because that's what she likes. She likes leadership. She likes someone who
Mhm.
tells her what to do and not let it flow. And I'm more someone who likes to let it flow. I don't want always have the leadership because leadership means also part of control. And I lead only in moments I think it makes sense, or not all the time, because I like to be the flowy state, because that's for me enjoying the moment much more than I'm in control, I do everything that's boring. So I'm good enough to adapt to certain situations. Or not all everyone has this capability to not to have the control, but to play my part in a play. And if everything is a play, then control means you have your role and everything is scripted. But I don't like this. I like to more this kind of. In the music scene, they call it jamming. So that means people come together, play their instrument, and nobody knows what's coming out. And then Maybe they find a rhythm, they find a harmony, and then someone raps to it. So that's jamming, and that means it's a play. It's playful. It's fun, and then maybe something comes out of it. But this is the creation, comes from playfulness, and I see this also with relationship. Did I had this sometimes, but not really. But that's how I would see relationship. It's not who controls the other. It's about being together, be playful and believing in each other and be there for each other and also helping each other to become a better version of themselves. And then yeah, it starts, but there is also an end, and you don't know when the end is. Maybe when this bond is not there anymore. So that's my take on relationships and my take on the creative process. And that's it for me for now.
Yeah, I'll just say that the more you will try to control her, the more she will test you.
And the test is again the play.
Yes.
So maybe she wants that you control her, and then maybe that's what she tests. I mean, in the moment you don't know each other so well, then then they're curious to find out who actually you are, how you react in certain situations. Maybe they make even a stress test. I have seen this all, and this is also part of. If you read all this dating advice, then you can find it all there. That is all mentioned there. It's like what it is. Do I like it? No, but I know about it, and the most important thing is be yourself and don't get overwhelmed by this kind of tests, because that's what it is. Be in peace with yourself and that's the most important thing. Because if they see, or if someone who's testing you sees that you're getting out of control, that you're not peaceful anymore, that you're losing your stability, then you're not the one for her.
So, to you who is a man, who's someone who has a dick, but doesn't feel like you have a dick, if you feel like a woman, which was me, that's how I felt for a very long time.
Really?
Yeah. If you don't know what a man is, I'll tell you what a man is.
Tell
A
us.
man is his spirit. It's nothing else. And this spirit is the present moment, and it is eternal. And nothing can fucking shake it. Absolutely nothing.
Wow.
And that's what you are. And if you can grasp that, if you are the present moment, and you are the spirit of God, just this, whatever is happening in the moment, no woman will fuck you up. Nothing can shake you.
Wow, that's interesting. I haven't heard that from you for a long time, but I have to tell you something. Every human being has two parts, the feminine part
Absolutely.
and the
Absolutely.
male part.
Absolutely.
Not from the outside, because that's clearly defined when you come out as a baby. But from the inside, you have both.
Absolutely.
And most men couldn't find their female side.
Or
because-
the opposite, or they're too feminine and don't have any of the masculine side.
But it's a balance of it.
It is a balance, because
And
if you
I mean from the inside, right? And there's so many men who change to a woman for some reason, and yeah. So I have something to publish where someone explained this, but it's only in Spanish. But it will be published at one point. But what I want to say is, the more you learn about yourself, the more you know yourself, the more you are yourself. And then, especially if you, like me, an HSP, high sensitive person, overwhelmed by all this information, because my whole body gathered all this kind of data, and my brain having issue to process all, and also, yeah, so that's my situation. But I learned this to deal with this, and yeah, so and then when I was a teenager, I started to write, and that was my way to process this. And I didn't even know at that time what that is, HSP, because that was probably created later. But what I want to say is be yourself and try to know you, because if you know you, then you know also more about the others, how you can be together with the others.
I'll take a look if all is well on our recording.
Cut.
20.
I think that's it.
20, yeah. That's
Press the stop button, bro!
probably gonna be it for the first episode of the day.
Yeah, well, it was a very deep one.
Yeah,
I feel
passionate, deep,
I felt really
Many.
exhausted now.
many topics covered.
Right.
And it's just the beginning. It's just the beginning.
Yup.
So, yeah, more to come.
Thank
to
you.
come.
We love you all.
God bless. See you.